Good evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of the Cali Effect. Today, instead of real life games, and I think we're going to be starting to do this a little bit more, I'm going to be introducing a series to you guys today called Fave 5 Fridays. Now, I know it sounds a little ridiculous. I have to have Meta Monday and Technique Tuesday and Throwback Thursday, and now we have Fave 5 Fridays. What's next? Wacky Wednesday? Don't count that one out. I might actually do that. But Fave 5 Friday is basically it's requested by you guys. It's my favorite 5 of anything. It doesn't matter if it's Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, music, Xbox, PlayStation, system. I don't care. As long as it's a decent request, I'll try to get a Fave 5 video on it, and I'll have it up for you guys' enjoyment. Since I'm going to be the one to kickstart it off, I'm going to be doing my Fave 5 booster sets of all time. Now, we're going to start off with number 5, Cosmo Blazer. Cosmo Blazer. Now, there's a couple of reasons why Cosmo Blazer is my favorite pack, and why I say a couple, I really do mean a couple. Cosmo Blazer is a pretty good set, but the only reason why it makes my Fave 5, the only reason why I got to sneak in between a whole bunch of other sets were just amazing too, is because right here, Fire Fist, right here, you get Fire Fist Bear, you get Fire Fist Gorilla, you get Fire Fist Dragon, and you get a couple of the mermails. You get these guys. Like, how can you review these guys? They're so good. They're so good. I've already told you guys, Fire Fists are my favorite archetype of all time. So this really has to go to Fire Fist, period. I mean, you get Fire Fist Tiger King, and you get, just all the fire formations that are necessary to play Fire Fist. Without this pack, Fire Fist would not exist. So I really have to sneak this one in at 5. You also get a couple of other notable cards like Diamond Direwolf, Lightning Chidori, and a card that still revolutionizes this game, Crimson Blader, which is just a really, really good card for no apparent reason. Also like the fact that when this set was introduced, it said Blackwing support, and all the Blackwing players were like, oh my god, we got Blackwing support, and then they just kind of, gave them this trash, this horrible Blackwing support. It's like, here you go, Blackwing support, guys, and I like the look on those Blackwing players. Not to mention that this did come with Spellbook of the Masters, Breakthrough Skill, and Mermail Abyss. It's just overall really, really good cards that make 3 of my favorite decks really playable. Overall, I really think that this is a really good pack, but definitely it only sits at number 5 because of those Fire Fists. Number 4. Now, number 4, when you say it and it comes to mind, you have to think of Light of Destruction. I mean, why do I think of Light of Destruction? Well, there's almost the exact same reason why I thought of Cosmo Blazer. Light Sworns. Now, wow, I am probably one of the biggest fanboys of Light Sworns. I don't play Light Sworns as much as I probably should. But there also comes the last closing factor to why Light Sworns are just so good. Their art. Probably some of the most amazing art that I've ever seen on Yu-Gi-Oh! Period. Like, look at that Judgment. Ew. Oh, come on. Why'd you have to get that Judgment Dragon for the fun? But look, pretend it's a secret rare Judgment Dragon. Look at that Judgment Dragon. It's so pretty. Like, come on, man. You can't deny Judgment Dragon and Lumina their rights to being on, my top 5. Overall, just really good. And what else came in this pack was, a little kick. It gave us Gladiator Beast Geyserus. Can't argue with that card. It made Gladiator Beast another one of my favorite decks. Just overall a really good card. We also got Destiny and Dragoon. Highly underrated card in this set, I think, period. Destiny and Dragoon is a card to be reckoned with. And I probably would do a week of me playing a Destiny and Dragoon deck. And that's how confident I feel about this deck. It's that good. A couple of other notable cards would be, where are they? I know there are some. Light of Redemption isn't that bad. I'm pretty sure there's better ones though. Oh, Fossil Pachycephalo. Duh. I mean, come on. It was one of my favorite cards of all time. Look at him. Fossil Pachycephalo. Now, this isn't the secret rare version, so pretend it to be more shiny, like right here, and right here, and then right there. If you can pretend that's more shiny, and keep in mind that this card was game changing when it came out. Well, not really that much, but it was still really, really good because it was secret rare and it looked pretty. Basso Dyna's Pachycephalo is a really, really good card that will forever change people's sideboards and sideboard options just because of its effect. And we also got Fog King, which is being seen a lot more play now because of the Dragon Rulers. Back then it was trash, but this set really does produce some good content. Number 4, the Duelist Genesis. Biggest reason why I love this set, it revolutionized the game, period. This pack, introduced synchros. Synchros are, if you ask me, the biggest aspect in this game. They are stronger than Exceeds. They are harder than play the Exceeds. They're more powerful than fusions, and they're a lot easier to obtain than fusions. Exceeds brought the fusion deck to the extra deck. It allowed us to play in multiple aspects of this game, and that's why I really have to give the Duelist Genesis this spot. The cards that came out with it, not so hot, but you gotta remember, Stardust Dragon was good enough for this set. You also got Goyo Guardian. What else? Krevens, amazing. Gladiator Beast Equest. You see Gladiator Beast sitting there, always lurking, trying to give you something good. You got Red Dragon Archfiend, Thought Ruler Archfiend, Magical Android, Emergency Teleport. Gear Town is a common. You can't argue with this set. It did have its bad parts, like you get cards like Lightsworn Barrier and Fish Depth Charge and Needlebug Nest, but it did come with cards like Gladiator Beast War Chariot, Herald of Orange Light, Hand of Six Samurai, and I'm just saying things as like, well, if you guys haven't caught on. And Kunai Wit Chain. Who can argue with Kunai Wit Chain? The card's amazing. Okay, I'm just playing. Kunai Wit Chain is probably trash, but that Charge of the Light Brigade is pretty good. Overall, just a really good set. I really enjoyed when this set came out and introduced us synchros. Unfortunately, it did make Teleport Dark Arm, but on the good hand, it did give us another aspect to look at. Number 2. That's right. You guys guessed it right. Yeah, I'm right there. Feral Servant. Amazing. Best set all time. No, actually, it's number 2 for a reason. But Feral Servant actually brought a huge aspect to this game. It introduced us to mass revival. Now, keep in mind, back then, we had Monster Reborn. That's it. Now, Feral Servant gave us Call It 100 and Premature Burial. Now, I know that might not seem like much, especially since they got limited and then banned. But at the time, when it came out, oh my god, I get 3 forms of revival? That's just amazing. Now, let me Call It 100 my Jinzo, and then Jinzo negates Call It 100, so it's almost like a Monster Reborn. Just overall, really good set. It had a pretty big impact on the game. I really, really enjoyed this set. A couple of notables to go through. Time Seal, which is a common in this set. I mean, if Upper Deck saw how much powerful this card really was, pretty sure it would have been a secret rare and then banned later on. Even just look at a simple line of text. Skip the draw phase of your opponent's next turn. Like, what kind of trash is that? Like, why? That's worse than skip your opponent's battle phase for the next 8 turns. Like, those simple lines of text always get you the worst, and Time Seal has one of them. You also get a couple of great cards inside of Mirror Wall, which isn't really that bad card. Dust Tornado was another card that revolutionized the game because we only had Mystical Space Typhoon and Heavy Storm. Now, Dust Tornado brought in that extra back row destruction. We also got Ceasefire, really amazing card for his time. Nobleman of Crossout, Nobleman Extermination, Magical Hats. Oh my god, this set was just amazing. It's just so much stuff. I can talk about this set for hours. You get Morphing Jar number 2. You get Harpy's Brother, formerly known as Harpy's Brother, now Sky Scout. You get Attack and Receive. Attack and Receive, like, Reese's card. It's so broken. It's so broken. Okay, I'm not going to read this card. It's going to take too much time to read it. It's trash. But I think the biggest thing about this set that we're going to talk about right now is Cold Wave. Now, when Cold Wave came out in Feral Servant, people thought, it wasn't amazing. Let's put it that way. It wasn't like, oh my god, this card is so broken, I'm going to run 3 in every deck. But as time went on, this card creeped to become one of the most strongest cards in the game. Better than Heavy Storm, better than Mystical Space Typhoon, better than Night Beam, better than all of that stuff. Mainly because it played a crucial aspect into Gladiator Beasts and Rescue Cats being able to do what they want without worrying about spell and trap cards, mainly because they were so effect-based, which is something that was really new to the game. Cold Wave is an amazing card that came out of this set. Really underlooked for its time when it did come out, though. Overall, this set is just a really good set. I mean, for its time, you get Thousand Eyes Restrict. It's just so much stuff in here that I can just rant about for years. Imperial Order was a card that shouldn't exist. Let's get to it right now. Like, read this card. Like, negate all spell cards on the field. During each year's standby phases, pay 700 life points or destroy this card. Now, the biggest reason why this card is such a jerk, because it says or. So, I can activate Imperial Order on my opponent's turn, negate all my opponent's spells, and then, oh, I don't feel like paying 700 life points today. Bye, Imperial Order. Let me activate my spells. Imperial Order, really game-changing for its time, especially since, like I said before, spells and traps were so important back then. Without them, you'd practically lose the game. Imperial Order really did that. Number 1. Okay, guys. You guys are looking at the best set of all time. Period. Hands down. Now, you guys want to know why this is the best set of all time? You guys remember when I was talking about Duelist Genesis, how it revolutionized the game and stuff? Really good. There's another set. I think it's Gen Force, which introduced Exceeds. I guess you could say that was a baby introduction, revolutionary into the game. Because what we're going to talk about right now is what made Yu-Gi-Oh! Invasion of Chaos the best set of all time, in my opinion. My Fave 5 number 1. Why? Because on March 1st of 2004, I was waiting for this set, and I was ready for this set. I wasn't ready for what it brought to the game, but I was ready for the set to come out. So many good cards that are still used today, or still banned today because it's so broken. You got your Soul Tiger. I mean, come on, look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. You don't want to be in a dark alley with this tiger now, do you? Alright. I'm going to stop playing. But you did get your Chaos Emperor Dragon. Like, that card, so it's horrible. Like, you got your Envoy of the end. You got your Envoy of the beginning. You got your Berserk Gorilla. DD Scout Plane was amazing for his time. Free was pretty good. You got Strike Ninja. Only thought this card would be in Dungeon Dice Monsters. No, they're going to reprint it again. Or they're going to print it in Yu-Gi-Oh! And make it a pretty good card. You got Blackluster Soldier, one of the most broken cards of all time. Chaos Sorcerer definitely deserved more than a common rarity, but when you compare him next to Chaos Emperor Dragon and Blackluster Soldier, yeah, he should be a common in this set. Overall, this set revolutionized the game, how people played, how people thought, advantage, all of that stuff came into the game when this set was made. The biggest thing about this set that I realized is that when this came out, I started to see people start playing Yu-Gi-Oh! A little more. Maybe come like tournaments come more and more often. Like, I really thought that this was the base set or the base structure of how Konami wanted to make sets, or how Konami wanted to make money cards, and how Konami wanted to make cards good and bad and change the meta however they altered and desired for them to make money. Overall, just it's so many good stuff I can talk about in this set. I'm not going to talk about all of it. I really can't even talk about some of it. And just like some of the small stuff is Smashing Ground. This card was introduced in this set, and Smashing Ground was an extremely good card for its time. And all it did was destroy a face-up monster you can your opponent controls with the highest defense. Like, how should that be so critical to the game? Well, advantage was the main thing, and Smashing Ground played a key role. Keep in mind, effect monsters aren't what they are now. You don't have wind-up Zen mains and Gachi and Tetsu running around. Smashing Ground, it's a one and done. You activate it and it gets over your opponent's stuff. The biggest thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, if you guys didn't believe that this is the best set of all time, one of the best cards come in this set, and it's still being used today. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Compulsory Evacuation Device debuted in Invasion of Chaos. It came as a rare, and it still revolutionizes this game today. It stops Exceeds, it stops Synchros, and it came from a pack years before but years before white and black cards were even thought in you guys' heads. Just overall, really good card from a really good set. But thank you guys for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. If you guys want to know any of my fave 5, whatever, just go ahead, put a comment below, message me, however you want to say, or however you want to get it to me. Within reason, I will do it. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy.